This video provides a structural diagnostic of Catawba County's challenges in the modern economy by examining the modernization trap. Heavy systemic socioeconomic pressures and corporate/governmental loads are compromising household structural integrity, leading to critical risks for middle-class households. Institutional prosperity is an illusion. While economic indicators like unemployment rates look good, 4 out of 10 households in Catawba County live below the survival line. The takeaway: we are building a modern county where the people who built it will no longer be able to afford to live here. This slide differentiates between choice and leverage. Choice is the ability to select among bad options, like skipping a doctor or a utility bill. Leverage is the ability to change what those options lead to. The core insight is that working people have many choices, but almost zero leverage. The modernization trap is defined as a system where big tech capital increases the cost of living for existing residents. The mechanism is that large facilities act as a resource siphon, requiring vast amounts of utility infrastructure and passing costs down to residents. There is a distinction between the tax base and the rate base. Government logic focuses on the tax base, or the property taxes companies pay. Household reality is the rate base, the total cost of maintaining and expanding infrastructure, which directly affects household utility bills. Infrastructure crowding is a direct gear of the trap. Specialized infrastructure for data centers, like new substations, expands the rate base. The costs are then spread across all residents, resulting in utility bill increases, like the 12% hike Catawba County is facing. The incentive gap explains why corporations pay less. Mega corporations benefit from industrial volume discounts and property tax abatements. The result is that the residential taxpayer is left to cover the increased costs of a strained system. The industrial fallacy is the belief that increasing the county's total value justifies extracting the total margin from the working middle class. Capital displacement occurs because billion-dollar investments do not circulate locally, while household money is siphoned for utility upgrades. The middle class functions as the systemic shock absorber. Global corporations and institutions push costs down the line. The local family is the end of the line, forced to absorb instability because they cannot pass on the costs. Catawba County faces 4 bad options. These include the biological loan, where residents choose between health and housing; the resource siphon, balancing modernization and affordability; the mechanical tax, balancing nutrition and inflation; and the efficiency trap, balancing consolidation and voice. The agency paradox highlights the vulnerability of the local household to global friction. For example, a global conflict spikes shipping insurance, causing an 8% grocery price increase. The family has the choice to buy less milk, but zero leverage to change the global friction. Re-engineering options through the leverage matrix presents community leverage alternatives for each systemic force and household bad option. These include community-based health maintenance, direct infrastructure offsetting, food sovereignty, and distributed governance. The psychological shift involves safety net versus tolerance. Safety nets are actual resources, like savings. Tolerance is the ability to keep functioning when you know nothing is there to catch you. As safety nets are stripped, tolerance is artificially increased for survival. Risk normalization is the baseline of crisis. Families stop seeing financial deficit as an emergency and start treating it as a permanent condition. A skipped doctor's visit becomes the standard for getting through the week. This creates an elevated new normal. Total fragility is having no margin to absorb a shock without breaking. Since the margin is gone, a small external shock, like a flat tire or a small rent increase, triggers cascade failure, a sequence of compounding disasters. The progression of collapse starts with an initial individual failure, or the ripple, which is small and easily ignored. This expands into the wake, where turbulent waves disrupt elements like local businesses and manufacturing efficiency. Catawba County is currently in the wake stage, destabilizing institutions around the individual. The final stage is the washout, where modern infrastructure is left sitting on top of a social foundation that has completely washed away. Economically, this means households simultaneously hitting, quote, total fragility, eroding the tax base and overwhelming schools and hospitals. To move from total fragility to durable stability, we must re-engineer the blueprint. The imperative is to move the point of leverage away from the central institutions and back to the individual household. We must stop measuring the height of the road and start rebuilding the soil beneath it.